Hello dear students, welcome to the next lecture of computer science and IP. I hope all of you good there. Now let's start our lecture. Now today's lecture topic is flow control in Python. Now let's start our topic, control flow statements in Python. A program's control flow is the order in which the program's code executes. The control flow of Python program is regulated by conditional statements, loops, and function calls. Python control flow statements are simple. If you can say if statements are if else statement, yeah, nested if statements, for loop statement, while loop statements, you can say looping statements, break and continue, you can say jumping statements, and the last one is pass statements. Now the first one is here, if statement. Decision making is required when we want to execute a code only if a certain condition is satisfied. So here is the syntax of if simple if statement. If, then text expression, it is depend upon true or false. If text expression is true, so it will come in if statement, otherwise it will not do anything. In Python, the body of the if statement is indicated by the indentation. Body start with the indentation and the first unintended line marks the end. Python interprets non-zero values as true. None and zero are interpreted as false. One example here based on the if statement. If the number is positive, we print an appropriate message. So here is one variable, the value of this variable is 3. Now if checking the expression, the number is greater than 0, means num is greater than 0. Here is the condition is true because the value of num is 3. So it will display the number first, then one message with this number, it is a positive number. The value after execution, the program will display the value. That means the output will be 3 is a positive number. So one more example based on that. So here is the value, here the value of a variable is negative. So now the same condition is checking here. So it will do nothing because it will not display any message because the condition is false. It will not come in the block of if. So here the next one is if else statement. The if else statement evaluates text expression and will execute body of if only when test condition is true. If the condition is false, body of else if executes. Indentation is used to separate the blocks. Here's the syntax. If condition is true, so if body of if will execute, otherwise body of else will execute. One program based on this, the same program here we will check a negative or positive number. So program check if the number is a positive or negative and display an appropriate message. So num is equal to 3. If num is greater than 0, here condition is true, so it will display positive number. Suppose number is not 3, it is less than 0, so it will display negative number. Here are two numbers, you can check these two numbers also. If elif else statement. The third one is if elif else statement. The elif is a shorter of else if. It allows us to check for multiple expressions. If condition for if is false, it checks the condition of the next elif block and so on. If all the conditions are false, body of else is executed. Only one block among the several if elif else block is executed according to the condition. Then if block can have only one else block, but it can have multiple elif block. Syntax is here, if condition is true, it will execute the body of if. Otherwise elif, it will come on elif text then text expression will check. If condition is true, so body of elif execute, otherwise else block will execute. Here one more example based on that, based on nested if, means if elif else. So num, here I'm taking one, here we are taking one number. If number is greater than 0, so it will display positive number, or maybe if number is less than 0, so it will negative, otherwise number will be 0. So here is the program of checking positive, negative and 0 number is 0. And one more example, so how to use nested if, how many ways to use. So here is the two ways, the same program we are using here and the ways are different. Loops in Python. Loops are used in programming to repeat a specific block of code. Means loop is used for executing a single statement multiple times. So Python programming language provides following type of loops to handle looping requirements. The first one is while loop construct, the second one is for loop construct. So here is the first one, while loop construct. The while loop the while loop in Python is used to iterate over a block of code as long as the test expression, that is condition, is true. We generally use this loop when we don't know beforehand the number of times of iterate. So syntax is here: while text expression, body of the loop. Text expression, if condition will be true, so it will come in the body of loop. So here is the example Python program to illustrate while loop. Count is the variable, the value of count is 0 while count is less than 3. So here condition will true because the count is less than 3. So count is equal to count plus 1. So it will calculate the value of count and it will increase 1. Then print hello. So like this. So now the next time the value will be 1. So here is condition will true. Now it will execute the inner loop body. So the loop body having two statements, it will increase the value of count and print hello. So here is the 3 times the output will come like this. For loop construct. For loop iterate over a given sequence. Syntax here. Here is the syntax: for while in sequence, body of for. Here while is the variable that takes the value of the item inside the sequence on each iteration. Loop continue until we reach the last item in the sequence. The body of for loop is separated from the rest of the code using indentation. It can be used to iterate over a range and iterator. Range function. We can generate a sequence of numbers using range function. Range is a function. It holds 10 as an argument. Will generate numbers from 0 to 9, 10 numbers. To force this function to output all the items, we can use the function rust. Print list range and passed argument is 10. So it will display value like this as output. We can also define the start, stop, step and step value as range. Start, stop, step value. Step value default to 1 if not provided. Print list range 2, 20, 3. So here is 3 is the step value, start value is 2 and the last value is stop value is 20. So output will come like this. One example based on this loop for to calculate program to calculate sum of natural numbers. So here is the sum is a variable, the value of sum is 0 for I in range 1 to 10. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Print sum of first 10 natural numbers. It will display 45. Break and continue. Loops iterate over a block of code until text condition is false, but sometimes we wish to terminate the current iteration or even the whole loop without checking test expression. So here is the break statement. The break statement terminates the loop containing it. Control of the program flow to the statement immediately after a body of the loop. If break statement is inside a nested loop, break will terminate the innermost loop. Syntax: while text expression. Here is for while or for while in sequence. If condition, then break. Continue statement. The continue statement to skip the rest of code inside a loop for the current iteration only. Loop code does not terminate but continues on with the next iteration. Syntax is here: for while in sequence or while text expression. If condition true, then it will continue. For example, for while in range 20, if while mod 3 equal to 0, then continue. Print while, print end. Pass statement. Suppose we have a loop or a function that is not implemented yet, but we want to implement it in the future. They cannot have any empty body. We use the pass statement to construct a body that does nothing. For example, sequence here pass the character wise for while in pass that. Thank you. Now lecture is end here. You have already studied these topics. Now please make the notes here and don't go anywhere. Keep focus on your study. Thank you so much.